The war in Ukraine, the withdrawal from the INF Treaty due to Russian noncompliance, Iran and North Korea's significant military buildup, as well as Chinese aggression in the South China Sea, has pushed the U.S. military to come to terms with new realities. Gone are the days when it was waging wars against adversaries with no to limited high-tech weaponry. The U.S. military is taking key steps to evolve, and one crucial aspect of this endeavor is adding new, cutting-edge missiles to its inventory. In this video, Defense Updates analyzes what new missiles the U.S. military will bring to the fight in the coming days. Before we proceed, a word from our sponsor, Incogni. The risk of your personal data like name, phone number, social security number, login credentials being leaked is significant and growing. The 2022 Annual Data Breach Report by the Identity Theft Resource Center shows a nearly 41.5% increase in the number of victims compared to 2021. Your personal data ends up in commercial databases and people search sites. It's evident that these sites can expose you to various dangers including scams, identity theft, online harassment, and stalking. For individuals, it's nearly impossible to request removal or take legal action, as there are hundreds of such portals. This is where Incogni comes in. Incogni contacts data brokers on your behalf and requests the removal of your personal data and handles any objections they might raise. If a data broker collects your data again after its removal, Incogni monitors the situation and ensures your data stays off the market by submitting repeated removal requests. This means that whenever a new record appears on a data broker site, Incogni will automatically address it. That's what makes the yearly subscription useful. Use my code DEFENSEUPDATES at the link in my description to get an exclusive 60% off an annual Incogni plan. The AIM-260 Joint Advanced Tactical Missile, JATM, is a Beyond Visual Range Air-to-Air Missile, BVRAAM, under development by Lockheed Martin. Designed to address advanced threats, the missile is expected to replace or supplement the AIM-120 AMRAAM, currently in U.S. service from 2024. The AIM-260 program began in 2017 and is expected to start final testing by the end of 2024. As per reports, the missile will have similar dimensions to the AIM-120 in order to ensure a minimal disruption of launch platform technology and ensure compatibility with currently operational fighters. The missile will have a range of at least 200 kilometers or 120 miles and a top speed of Mach 5. PrSM is a priority program and is intended to replace the Army Tactical Missile System, or Army TACMS. The limited range of 190 miles or 300 kilometers of Army TACMS paved the way for the development of PrSM. While the PrSM development program started out as a competitive effort between Lockheed and Raytheon Technologies, the latter left the competition in early 2020. Similar to Army TACMS, PrSM will be compatible with M270 MLRS and HIMARS. The original intent for PrSM was to reach a maximum of 499 kilometers, but America's 2019 withdrawal from the Intermediate Range Nuclear Forces, or INF Treaty with Russia, has allowed the U.S. Army to develop the missile with greater range. While unclear, it may end up having a range of 1,000 kilometers, or around 620 miles. The U.S. Army announced the first PrSM batch had been delivered in December 2023. Lockheed Martin, in collaboration with defense company Co-Aspire, revealed MAKO at Sea Airspace 2024 Exposition. The previously unseen air-launched hypersonic missile is being pitched to the U.S. Navy and Air Force. Developed initially with internal funding for the U.S. Air Force Stand-in Attack Weapon (SIAW) program, Lockheed Martin asserts that the missile boasts compatibility with a wide array of aircraft, including the U.S. Navy's carrier-based aircraft. Not only this, the company also sees potential scope for the MAKO to be integrated into submarines and surface warships. The company has expressed readiness to supply the missile to customers worldwide, not limited to the United States. The range of the missile has not been disclosed, but it's likely that the launch aircraft will be able to fire it from outside the engagement zone of at least short- and medium-range air defense systems. Importantly, MAKO will have a top speed exceeding Mach 5. Long-Range Engagement Weapon, or LREW, is a U.S. Air Force concept for a next-generation BV-RAM. In 2017, the Pentagon revealed that Raytheon was already 2 years deep into the development of another potential AMRAAM replacement known only as LREW. Concept images show a large two-stage missile launched from an internal weapons bay of an F-22 Raptor. LREW seems to be designed to engage vulnerable enemy targets such as AWACS from safe standoff distances. The missile could have a range of 250 miles or 400 kilometers. While the long-range, all-weather, jet-powered, subsonic Tomahawk cruise missile has been around for a long time, the Block 5 brings significant changes that enable it to make this list. Block 5 has major upgrades to the missile's communication and navigation systems. In 2017, Raytheon's Tomahawk program manager told reporters at an event at the missile plant in Tucson, Arizona, that the navigation system upgrades will ensure the missile can strike targets even if GPS is taken down. The missile has an improved stealth characteristic, though the exact nature of which is classified. Importantly, it now has two variants. The Block 5A variant is called Maritime Strike, designed to take on enemy warships, while Block 5B features the JMEWS, or Joint Multi-Effects Warhead System, and can destroy a wide variety of stationary assets, soft targets like parked aircraft, as well as hardened ones like bunkers. Long-Range Hypersonic Weapon, or LRHW, also known as Dark Eagle, is a surface-to-surface system. LRHW consists of a ballistic missile and has a common hypersonic glide body, CHGB, placed on top. Common Hypersonic Glide Body is supposed to be used by all three services of the U.S. military. The system uses the missile to launch the CHGB to a high altitude, from where it will glide back to the Earth, attaining hypersonic speed coupled with high maneuverability. Dark Eagle has a range of 1,725 miles, or about 2,775 kilometers. In February 2023, the 5th Battalion, 3rd Field Artillery Regiment, 53 LRFB, 1st MDTF's Long Range Fires Battalion deployed the LRHW from Joint Base Lewis McChord, Tacoma, Washington, to Cape Canaveral, Florida as part of Exercise Thunderbolt Strike. Boeing's Long-Range Air-to-Air Missile, LRAAM, was first unveiled in 2021, with the U.S. Air Force Research Laboratory awarding a continued development contract to the firm in 2022. The award will run through September 28, 2027. The missile features a two-stage design similar to multi-stage rockets. Upon firing, the booster stage propels the forward kill vehicle a certain distance, providing an initial burst of speed. Subsequently, the booster separates and the kill vehicle engages its own rocket booster to close in on the target. The anticipated benefits of the two-stage design include increased speed, range, and maneuverability, as it allows for distinct propulsion approaches for the initial flight and more dynamic terminal guidance. As per Boeing, it doesn't see this missile as a potential replacement for the AMRAAM or as a competitor for any other current missile program, but rather as a new capability altogether for American jets. On July 2, 2024, two AIM-174B missiles, the air-launched version of the SM-6 missile, carried by an FA-18E Super Hornet from the VFA-192 Golden Dragons on the USS Carl Vinson aircraft carrier, CVN-70, were photographed as the aircraft taxied at Joint Base Pearl Harbor, Hickam, Hawaii. The missile is deployed in response to Chinese long-range air-to-air missiles like PL-15 and PL-17. AIM-174B is essentially an air-to-air version of surface-to-air SM-6. SM-6 has a max speed of Mach 3.5 and a range of 230 miles or 370 kilometers when launched against aerial targets from the surface. While the range is dependent on many factors, there is no doubt that SM-6-derived AIM-174B is the longest-range air-to-air missile ever fielded by the seagoing service. It's likely that AIM-174B could reach a strike range of more than 250 miles or 400 kilometers when launched from a fast-moving, high-altitude platform. In April 2024, Lockheed Martin won a $17 billion contract to build the next generation of interceptors, or NGI. The multi-year missile contract covers the development of the NGI to modernize the Ground-Based Mid-Course Defense, or GMD, program. Viewers may note that the GMD is designed to defend the United States against an intercontinental ballistic missile attack. GMD consists of sensors that include ground-based radars, or GBR, upgraded early warning radars, forward-based X-band radars, FB-XB, ANTPY-2, integrated with battle management system, and ground-launched in long-range interceptor missiles. NGI is being engineered to handle more complex and maneuvering threats. The objective is to upgrade and improve the current ground-based interceptors deployed in Fort Greely, Alaska, and Vandenberg Space Force Base in California. The first interceptor is expected to be operational in 2028. The Minuteman family of missiles has served as the backbone of the U.S. land-based nuclear strategic force since 1962. Over the years, Minuteman III has been found to be extremely reliable, and several upgrades and life extension programs have kept it in working order. But now it's reaching the end of its service life. A new ICBM named Sentinel is being developed. It's slated to replace all 450 Minuteman III missiles from 2029 through 2075. The plan is for each Sentinel ICBM to be loaded with a single W-87-1 nuclear warhead inside a Mark 21A reentry vehicle when the missile enters service, which is expected to begin in the 2030s. The Sentinel ICBM design will include the capability for a MIRV configuration like Minuteman III and will likely be capable of accommodating more than 3 MIRVs, unlike its predecessor.
Subscribe for more videos like this. Hit the like button if you find the video interesting, and kindly provide your feedback in the comment section. This will help us improve.